Good day, friends. Welcome back to the final video in the ADU ground up build series. Super excited to take you inside this Suncrest ADU and tell you what we did to stand out in our market, and you can too. I'm excited to show everybody inside. Let's check it out. So walking in, you get the sunlight, the vaulted ceiling. This is stuff you hear me talk about all the time. We use the same principles over and over. Nice light colors. We have big window walls. As we talked about during the framing phase of this build, we have lots of windows on the west facing wall where natural light is going to pour in. If you can, design and site the aspect of your ADU to capture as much passive solar as possible. Large vaulted ceilings. We're almost 15 feet to the top here. The recessed flush can lightings are also going to give it a contemporary clean feel. Light colors. This is a bright white and a semi-gloss finish, and that also is reflecting the light and making the space feel bigger. There's nothing worse than having a small footprint with a low ceiling and a dark paint color. So as you walk in, this is kind of the great room area. We have it set up, at least on plans, for a dining room table right here. This would be the front room. You have a TV wall. This on-demand gas fireplace was put in for ambiance, and then a nice touch that doesn't cost a whole lot of money is a slider, and this slider goes out to a small back patio that maybe we can see on the walk around outside. As we go into the kitchen here, it's important to keep everything open. A lot of times people will overbuild or over design their kitchen in a small space, and what it ends up doing is it crowds the space. So we've got nice custom cabinets here. We talked about that in an earlier video as well, how we don't always save by going with box store modulars. These are custom, built in place. We have full extension drawers. They're made out of hardwood. We want to build our product here for the end user, and if you're going to have a tenant in your unit and they're opening and closing the doors and drawers all the time, it actually is cheaper to pay for quality up front. When it comes to the countertops, we like to use a hard surface. We want to separate our unit from other units in the market. We want to beat our competition, and we do that by using nice finishes. Full thickness quartz, stainless steel appliances. It's only a couple $100 more to do a slide-in cooktop range as opposed to a high back, and it's a nice, clean, contemporary look that people are going to want when it's compared to other units. A farm sink is something that's really in style right now, so we go with those. And again, trying to stay on trend to stand out in your market. This new light gold finish that a lot of people like, we chose to go with that fixture. The designer chose to go with that fixture here. Another thing that is a little bit more money but goes a long ways is a different hood. So nowadays it's kind of out to have a microwave above your range. A lot of people are still using a hood microwave combination, especially in a rental. So if you go with a nice stainless steel hood, you can really, again, set yourself apart in the competition. Simple island here. A quick tip on a nice trick to save space in a small kitchen is to put your island on wheels so you can actually move it around. If you're cooking, you might need this space, but if you have guests over, you can slide it over out of the way. So island on wheels. Full-size fridge, plenty of pantry space here. One thing that you'll find that is easy to forget in a small unit is storage, especially in the kitchen. So this design incorporated some big, deep storage units. A lot of folks will use a 12-inch deep box above a fridge, and we like to go full depth so you can actually put stuff in there. Volume, again, is important. In-unit washer and dryer is another thing that we always have to have. So if you come around here, you can look into full-size stacked units. One thing I've learned over the years, I used to use a single piece stacked laundry center. And what I found out during COVID is if you have a problem and there's a part that you need and one of the two units is out of service, you can't just come in and replace the one that's broken for your tenant. You have to pull the whole thing. So we've learned now to use stackable individual units. So if down the road, let's say the dryer goes out, we can just bring in a new dryer. We don't have to pull the whole unit out of the space, but imperative that we have in-unit washer and dryer. Tenants today are gonna demand that. 2 bedrooms in this unit, again, just over 800 square feet. So it's gonna live larger than it looks, and we do that with vaulted ceilings in the bedrooms, just like the great room. Same principles apply in here. Tall ceiling, lots of natural light, light colors, simple, repeatable things. The way we keep these ADUs affordable is by doing the same thing over and over. If it works, we don't have to change it. So the bedroom in here is about 120 square feet. 10 by 10 is about the minimum bedroom you want to go. We went a little bit wider in this space. One thing I do tell people when they're designing their own ADU is the bedrooms and bathrooms are usually just for sleeping and business. If you have to skimp anywhere, skimp in those areas and leave the majority of your square footage for the open living room and kitchen area. Back into the hallway, one nice thing about this unit is it has 2 bathrooms. It's a 2-bathroom, 2-bedroom ADU, so we would almost call this a master in its own in-suite. Here's the common central bathroom, simple, affordable design. Again, 5 foot wide for a fiberglass shower surround, small 24-inch vanity, tiled hard surface floor. And then into the front bedroom, again, we're trying to stay right about that 100 to 120 square foot minimum for a bedroom. This bedroom here is 10 by 11, and it has a small closet with simple bifolding doors. A couple of things that don't cost a whole lot more money that you should consider during your build is what kind of doors and hardware are you going to use. A standard 6-panel door is by far the most affordable, but it's only about $15 more a door to go to a 3-panel style or maybe even a 5-panel shaker style. And then try to use on-trend hardware. If you're going to use a brass or an oil rub bronze or a black or a gold, they're all within a few bucks of each other. So don't be afraid to spend money on your finishes, the things that everybody's gonna touch and feel. So now that the flooring is completed in here and the baseboard's done and painted and touched up, you can see how nice it looks. Again, we went with a laminate floor here, so there's tons of options at different price points. This was a few dollars a square foot. It's gonna give great durability, it's water resistant, and hopefully it's gonna be tenant proof. And then we always like to use a hard surface in the bathroom. So we chose tile in this unit. Both bathrooms have a 12 by 24 tile with a nice light color, and that should be very tenant resistant as well. Another favorite trick of mine to get a lot of value for a little bit more money is to spend a little extra on your front door. This is a beautiful, clear, vertical grain Douglas fir door with a custom quarter light top. We've paid probably $500 more than a standard door that everybody else is gonna have, and it's the first thing that your potential tenant sees. When they grab that knob and they open that big heavy door, they're just gonna feel quality. Again, we're looking for ways to stand out. Don't skimp on your front door. When we're talking accessory dwelling units, obviously we're talking small. That's not just the house. A lot of times it's the yard as well. So here's our minimum 5-foot side setback. There's not a lot of room here, but we wanna make sure that we put our utilities in the right spot. So we have our gas meter there, we have our utility clean out, and then back here, we do have a small yard. So depending on the space and how your lot or the lot you're shopping for is configured, it's nice if you can give your tenants a little bit of yard space. If you want to stand out in your rental market and attract 45% more applications, allow pets. Even if it's a small backyard, that will help. This unit also has a patio, which is only a little bit more money. One thing we like about concrete is it's maintenance free. So as a wooden deck would add a little bit of charm, maybe that craftsman feel, you're gonna have to maintain a deck, whereas concrete, once it's in, you don't have to do anything to it ever. Small back porch here, patio out. They're just putting in the fence currently. This is a 2,500 square foot lot that this ADU is on. So we're trying to maximize every little bit of space with the unit and with the yard. Timeline. All right, this is almost 6 months to the day from when we originally submitted plans. It took about a month to get those back, and then 5 months of build time. The build time varies greatly on your municipality and how long it actually takes to get the planning action done and to get permits in hand. I've seen it go as quick as 3 months and take as long as a year. So 6 months, I would say, is a very optimistic timeline for your project. Everybody's favorite question, Derek, how much did it cost? So normally I talk about DIY or self-management to keep your costs down. This one was completely hands-off. It was built by a professional builder for $225 a square foot. That's for a brand new standalone detached ADU. This unit's just over 800 square feet, so it was right about $180,000. And that may sound like a lot, but the return on investment is actually rather good. This unit in this market will rent for about $1,900 a month, so after expenses, you're really close to the 1% rule. And that's with a brand new house that's gonna need very little to no CapEx or maintenance for the first 10 years at least. So really, all in all, a great return. Part of how we make that great price is we already own the land, another good benefit of the ADU strategy. There are many ways you can use your accessory dwelling unit now that it's done. You could move mom into it, you could put your teenage children in there, you could use it as a home office, but let's be real, if you're on BiggerPockets, you're probably gonna rent it out. This is what we do to find good tenants. These 3 steps have never let us down. First and foremost, they must have 2 years of verifiable income, either W-2 or 1099. That's really important. It's the same thing the bank would ask me for if I was going to purchase a house. 2 is credit score. Check the laws in your area, but we use 680 minimum credit score. People that care about their credit are probably gonna pay their rent. And 3rd is they have to have good references from their current and last landlord and good references from their current and last employer. And if you follow those 3 key points, you're probably gonna get a great tenant. Another thing that we do to get lots of tenants looking at our places is we post it on every site possible. The more eyeballs we can have on our units, the better. We wanna take professional pictures. We wanna do a video walkthrough. We wanna put it on Marketplace. We want to put it on every different platform and online site that we can to get more publicity for our unit. The more eyes that see our unit, the better chance we are going to have to find a great qualified tenant. That wraps up the ADU Ground Up build series. I hope you got lots of value from the process, from breaking ground all the way to the finished product. As always, feel free to like and subscribe so BiggerPockets can continue to bring you awesome content to help you on your real estate investing journey.